good evening, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where I will be continuing my playthrough of a trash fire of a possibly a good detective who is investigating a murder mystery that only gets more complicated the longer I investigate it. And we will be picking up exactly where I left off last week, as usual. As we had just entered this one-room cabin of some sort, where there is... you can't even see her because Kim's in the way. There is a child on the bed here. And since I definitely want to talk to this child, I had saved off here for being the first thing to do this week. But first we're going to look around her room a little. Particularly this green dot here. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Alright. Now, earlier in the game, I had started to look for the various pieces of armor that the murder victim had been wearing when he died, but which were then stripped off of his corpse and taken to places unknown, so that there was only his boots left. And I was given a tip that there was a little girl in the fishing village who had been seen with the gloves for this armor. And I am in the fishing village right now, and this is the first little girl that I've encountered, so I have hopes that either she is the little girl that I was told about, or that she knows the little girl that I was told about. So before I look at the stuffed bird, I'm going to talk to the child. Little Lily. Hello, mister. A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank curiosity. She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around. Alright, so I heard there was a girl here who has armored gloves. Is that you? Are you Lillian's daughter? Lillian we met last week. She's outside. Are the twins outside your brothers? I believe that says. I have a little glitch here. What's that? Point at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling. What's that thing you're holding? Point at her toy. Or say goodbye and go. Let's ask her if she's Lillian's daughter first. Yes, I am. Little Lily. She gazes at you with her big eyes. You know my mom? Yes, we met earlier, or not really, but I'd like to. Yes, we met earlier. That's nice. My mom is great, she nods. She's never angry or anything. Let's see. Are the twins outside your brothers? Yes, she frowns. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Ha ha ha. Sometimes I can't tell them apart. I guess they do look alike. Ha ha ha, she continues laughing. Lambie tells them apart. She waves her fuzzy doll in the air. So what is that you're holding since it's been introduced? It's Lambie, he's my friend. Sort of, like, she holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate. Lambie is a stuffed lamb that admittedly has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts. Lambie looks like he's falling apart. Lambie looks soft. Oh, okay. Well, pleased to meet you, Lambie. Pleased to meet you, Lambie. Lambie usually doesn't like strangers, but you're also fuzzy like Lambie. You know, I had an opportunity to shave last week, in last week's session, and I did not take it because I was worried I would cut my own throat with the straight razor, frankly. Now I'm glad that I didn't. Okay, so what is that stuffed bird? It's a grouse, she yelps, smiling broadly. Reaction speed, success. Wasn't Gert, the cafeteria manager, trying to repair a piece of taxidermy? Hello, friend zone. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Well, a grouse is definitely not a seabird. Can I have it? Okay, yes, but what is it for? Well, can I have it? Or, okay, thanks. Can I have it? Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry. Savoir-faire success. Alright, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go. Alright. Okay, so maybe if I give Gert the bird, he'll let me sing karaoke? Alright, now the big question. Heard there was a girl here with armored gloves. Is that you? Ooh, she looks alarmed. I had gloves, very big ones, heavy too. Kim, where did you get those gloves? Lily, found them when Lambie and I were playing hide and seek in an empty house where no one lives. I think someone hid them there. Empathy success. She doesn't want you to think she stole them. That seems reasonable. And where are they now, Lily? She pouts. I hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid. She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks into its one remaining eye, as though searching for confirmation. Kim, we're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business. He enunciates the last two words carefully. Lily, ooh. She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part. They're in my sand castle. She points somewhere outside, behind our house, under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good. Oh, Lily. Thank you, little girl. Goodbye. Bye. The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you. Oh, that was remarkably painless. I'm so glad. Every other person that I have spoken to has been unfriendly in some way or another. Even the other children. Okay. Take the bird. Ha ha ha. Okay, we'll... Bird. Rough... Oh my goodness! Penance, thank you for the raid! It's much appreciated. That noise surprised me. Oh, Resident Evil. Oh, one of the older ones. Yeah, I don't actually play League of Legends, but she is a fox, so I went with the fox. And Disco Elysium, I just gotten started, but I have met the first person in this game who was nice to me on sight. So I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see, ruffed grouse taxidermy. The dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material. From a distance, it might just pass off as the real thing. The bird itself looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy. Okay, and we have updated the quest for finding the armored gloves. Lily said she hid the gloves in the sandcastle behind her house. Go get them. Oh, yes. If I get even one piece of that armor, I believe that completes that completes 2 quests, I think. Because, yeah, I also have a quest for finding just one of the armor pieces. So, haha. This is very good. This is a good start. But now I have to go outside, so we're going to have a very long loading screen. Outdoors always takes forever. Let's go. The outdoors in this game is all one piece. It's quite seamless, actually. So it takes a really long time to load. Indoor spaces take less time usually, just because they're smaller. Fewer moving pieces in the most literal sense. So, while we're waiting for the loading screen, how was the Resident Evil today? Were you successful? Did you make progress? Or did you run around in circles? Oh, well, at least you finished the Claire's story. I'm sorry to hear about the extras failing. And you know what? I think I can just see the sandcastle that we're looking for right at the top of the screen here as we load in. For me, for those unfamiliar with Disco Elysium, it's an RPG. We're playing in a dystopia of what I believe is part of Europe, although I have not quite put my finger on where. Where my character is a detective for what passes for the police, investigating a murder with the help of his partner from another department, Kim here. The only problem is that what seemed to be a very straightforward lynching has turned out to be a very complicated, possibly assassination plot, which has me running around in circles quite a bit. And it doesn't help that my detective, my character, he's been on a bit of a downward slope of late, and has been attempting to drink and do drugs in order to kill off all of the remaining brain cells that he has. And he's a bit of a wreck. I didn't even know my character's name until last week or the week before. Because he has amnesia from all the drinking that he did waiting for his partner to show up for this murder. And yes, there it is. One sandcastle. Sandcastle. Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network. Broken, reach in the catacombs and pull out the shiny object, or leave the sandcastle alone. Reach into the catacombs and pull out that shiny object. Item gained, Fairweather T500 gauntlets. The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse, and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets. Haha! Congratulations, that's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front. Oh, yes, kleptothermia, I believe is how that's supposed to be pronounced. They're... Because of the great variation that you can do in builds, and because there isn't really a set order that you're supposed to do anything in, every playthrough is extremely different from each other's. It's got a massive replayability to it, this game. Admittedly, this is my first playthrough, so I don't know where anything is. And that goes in clothes. Fun. I could wear these. They give +2 interfacing. Strength in digits. Clenching and unclenching your fist has never been so fun. The tiny ceramic plates make a lovely clicking sound when your fingers move. The gloves are a bit sandy, but the grip is phenomenal. Interfacing. Let's see. The gloves I'm currently wearing give me a point in half-life. What is my interfacing? Speaking of the builds, this is the character sheet. And all of the things that you could possibly put your points in or have checks on, or everything the game could possibly ask for or offer you. And where is interfacing? Interfacing is here. Mine is already a pretty decent number. I think I will bear in mind the gloves if I need to open anything. But I'm going to leave on the gloves that I have otherwise. My half-light is not great without them. And it's pretty much... well, it's what's allowing me to intimidate people into talking to me for the most part. So, I have a very intelligence-heavy build here. Oh my, there's so many things. But first, let's save. Okay, this quest should have completed, but it didn't. Maybe I have to put it on? Let's try putting the gloves on and see if that completes the quest. Nope. That's very strange. Is it glitched? Well, we'll put the half-light gloves back on. But yes, for those who have visited me for the first time tonight and wonder how things got here, when things are over, I archive all of my playthroughs for Disco Elysium and for my Try Not to Die Thursdays on my YouTube channel. The Disco Elysium updates every Friday, so this session that I'm playing right now will be on that YouTube on Friday, and all of the previous sessions, even the ones that are no longer on Twitch, are up on there. Okay, so there's so much space here, there's so many places to go. I have not been this way at all yet, so let's go across this river. What is this? Rust-eaten letters read Mazut. Mazut? And over here, the rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Thank you very much for the follow, Kleptothermia. I appreciate it much. I hope you enjoy your stay here. What is this over here? Oh, excellent. Medicine. Healing items for when my health and morale get low. Oh, we have a thought. That's a Nolan Vin Sik, an unsuccessful model. Ah, I see. Well, I very much appreciate the follow. Thank you. Foxes are a very popular animal, and I'm always glad to meet someone else who loves them as much as I do. Whoop! We have a little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirrup. Oh, that's nice. As I am working my way towards affiliate, I'm almost there. With your follow, I believe I only have 10 more people to go, and then I just need to get my views up. Oh my goodness, this area is so big. Oh. Let's see. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? Well, yes, but I was wondering about that yellow dot over there. The beams are splintered. The bridge didn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. So this is from before the revolution. And if I'm remembering correctly, the revolution occurred, 60 years ago? 50 years ago? Something like that. I'm trying to cover ground here, but there's so much ground to cover. Oh, quick travel unlocked to the church. I don't see a church, but alright. What do we have here? Oh, we have something I'm going to walk around to, am I? That's the second, looking back at you from the rust-colored water, you. Alright. That is the second quick travel that I've unlocked, but I don't actually know how to use them yet. I'm hoping that it's just a matter of going to the map and deciding where you want to go, but I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually want to travel at the moment, because I've got all sorts of new things to look at. This is the first time I've been on this side of the river. Either river. Oh. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Oh, what have we here? A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter in the dark. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. Oh. Oh ho ho. Full of holes. Could the posts hide treasure? Look inside. Really? More medicine? Certainly. I'll take that. And some pocket change? Alright. More pocket change. And yes, I can definitely hear that music now. Oh, there's more fence posts. And more money. Who is putting all this money in these posts? And medicine. Money and medicine stuffed in these posts. What is going on? Okay, there's more up there. I doubt I'm getting across the river so easily. So let's try... Oh. If feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Is this building supposed to be very... Oh, yes it is. Okay, we'll case the outside before we go in. The sign reads St. Brune 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. Okay. And all of a sudden, lots of seagulls. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Okay. Oh, and more money for some reason. Okay. So, let's try going in the church. Although first we will save. Unfortunately, this game is not always the most stable on my computer, so I quick save often. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Rattle the doors to see if they open. Inspect the carpentry. Take a closer look at the padlock. Inspect the staple. Well, rattle the doors. Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door. Kim, I don't think that's going to work. Well, take a closer look at the padlock then. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. Interfacing success. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, the sticker is interesting somehow. Ah, look at the sticker then. You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile and the X's make it dead. Conceptualization success. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. What makes it so modern? Have you seen this symbol before? Point to it. Or take another look at the boring padlock, for absurdity's sake. What makes it so modern? It's the contrast between the cheery chemical yellow and the rigor mortis, as if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. Oh yes, also, this is called Disco Elysium for a reason. In this dystopia, we are just barely edging out of the age of disco. So we have not quite hit what one would call the 80s here. Have you seen this symbol before, Kim? He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies, "No." What does it look like to you? Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. Okay, what is junior delinquency? Or what is suggestive of junior delinquency here? What is suggestive of it? I haven't seen that sticker before, and I am not a youth. Kim! Kim! What kind of a detective are you, Kim? Yeah, thanks, Kim. I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? Or padlock, padlock, padlock! No, delving. What is the irony here? Come on, Kim, give me something. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set. Oh, Oh, Kim. An easy interfacing challenge. Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. I have a 92% chance of succeeding at this, so I am absolutely going to do it. Here goes. Success! There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Put your sticker on the ledger, right on the cover. Shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind. I'm gonna put it in the ledger. Secret task complete. Style your paperwork. I got 10 XP for that. Looks like today was a gold star day. All right. Let's inspect the carpentry. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. Run your hand over a beam, or back up and look at the door. Run a hand over the beam. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. It's basically driftwood now, what you're saying. Okay, inspect the staple. The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Logic success. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off. Turn to the lieutenant. This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy. Or back off. This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy, Lieutenant. He takes a step back. Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment. He has a point. I mean, we don't actually have a reason to break into the church at the moment. Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? I heard a sound before. Yes, the pulsing bass. He raises his hand to his ear. A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here. Visual calculus success. There's something on the sea ice there. Okay, physical instrument challenge. Apply some official force on the padlock. That has a 3% chance of success, especially because a tool is not equipped. -10 from no tool. I'm not going to touch that at the moment. We'll just go. Most likely that would actually hurt me if I tried it and failed. And since I basically only have 2 HP in this game, I'm going to leave that alone for now. But yes, perhaps if we go over this way and look around a bit more, we can find a way across without using the drawbridge. Like going around this way. Aha! See, there we go. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. And there is a person. That is a bunch of rocks piled on top of a fence post. That is kind of impressive. Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. Someone who is pretty cold right now. Well, it is snowing. Okay, well, look at this. Yellow moss on these stones. They're probably stolen from someone's garden. Oh. Okay. We have a person to talk to. Let's see what they have to say. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up. I'm going to guess Estelle for her name?
Oh, hello there.
Empathy success. It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? I have some questions for you, or just leave. Sure, my empathy rarely speaks up these days, so where's your hat?
Huh?
She looks up at you, distracted. Perception hearing success. Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder. I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
Probably. Half-light success. You don't have to do anything. Come to think of it, I should. Where would I get one around here? I don't have to do anything. I am the law. You have to do what the law says, or we're done here. No, I don't have a reason to be aggressive yet. Where would I get one around here?
I dunno, some kind of a store? Maybe a general store? Look, man, fuck the hat.
Half-light success. Your pulse rises. A heroic challenge for my authority. Regain authority in her eyes. Or is that kind of language really necessary? Okay, what do we got here? We have a 3% chance to regain authority with her. Yeah, is that kind of language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Okay.
My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. Okay, what's your name? What's that device you have there? What are you doing out here in the cold? Or actually, that's it for now, and go. Well, I didn't go through all that not to ask. What is your name? Of course, this is the time that the voice acting just stops. Estelle, we guess. Perception sight success. Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness. And your surname? Or Estelle who? I'm not a young suitor, this is official police business. And your surname? Why? I'm from the police, it's for the paperwork. Or why indeed? Forget it. I'm from the police, it's for the paperwork. Sure, yeah. Okay. She hesitates. It's Burger. Logic. Success. A very common name, which means it might not actually be hers, but either way, I'm going to let it slide. What are you doing out here in the cold? Recording, I guess. And what is it you're recording exactly? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps, too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. Wait, what happened to the headphones? And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps. I am more curious what they're for than what happened to her headphones. So, what are they for? The musicians in the Elysium use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Just nod. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. Composure success. The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible, like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders, the wave of chill, the quivering jaw, indications of a drug high. Kim, take this, you're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. SL, no man, fuck that, I'm cool. And I'm sorry I said that, I'm sorry about the fuck. Kim, it's okay. The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now this is where a hat would come in handy. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is? Or I had some other questions. You said it's supposed to be a music place. That. She nods towards the church. The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something stupid. It's really, she pauses, not gonna be a Elysium, that's for sure. Reaction speed success. And who are these boys? The boys? Yeah, Andre and the guys. They were inside, in the tent. Keeping each other warm? Logic success. And why is that? Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? Or let it go, got it. Why are you freezing out here when the boys are inside? They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. Oh my. Stuff like what? Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it. Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold. Sure, let's keep harping on the hat. This is where a hat would have come in handy, young lady. Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat. Justification! No, wait, that's not the right word. Whatever.
Vindication.
Vindication, yes. Thank you, Demo, who is behind me. I had some other questions. We don't have to ask her what the device is because she's already told us. Oh, we have a new Empathy Legendary Challenge. Tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. That has an 8% chance. Wow. Well, let's try asking her more questions and see if that raises the chances. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Except that, yeah, she looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. Shivers success. The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here. Not in a million years. What is anodic dance music? So you want to turn the church into a club? Did you put the padlock on the church door? Or enough about the church then, I had another question. No, what is this dance music you speak of? Secret task completed again? You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments. Electronic instruments like what? Or got it. Now about the church. Electronic instruments like what? Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity but isn't guitars. Also found sounds. Stuff like that. Conceptualization success. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black-tinted nothingness or something finer? So you want to turn the church into a club? I know. She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast, then shivers. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right? No, we're the police. Yes, why do you ask? Or, I don't know where you got that idea. Well, I already brought up a police business. Yes, why do you ask? Okay, well, she hesitates. Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys? Because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right? I'll talk to them. We'll see. I prefer to remain non-committal. I've got enough in my plate as it is. Well, I want to talk to them anyway, so sure, I'll talk to them. They're inside that thing there. She points to the tent. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? Haha. It's not completely uncommon. I mean, churches are already built to have really good acoustics, so using them for other music venues does kind of make sense if they're not being used as a church anymore. I don't know that I have to ask this, but I'm going to anyway, because it might get me an answer. Did you put the padlock on the church door? No. No? Not really, no. Rhetoric success. She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door. I'm sure somewhere it must have gone the other way. Well, given that sometimes churches with smaller congregations or who haven't raised the money for a separate building have set up their churches in warehouses or in strip malls or what have you, it wouldn't be entirely surprising if a church bought a club and converted it. It would be a lot of work, though. I'm not sure that it would be... I don't think it would save any more money than building specifically a church for yourself, to have to convert a nightclub to a church. They do serve rather different purposes, and it's easier to go from church to nightclub than the other way around, I think. Alright, okay, if you personally didn't, then who did? Show her the sticker in your ledger, so this isn't yours? And okay then, about that church. More churches should have disco balls, that's a midpoint we can all agree on. Yes, more places in general should have disco balls. Disco balls are amazing. Alright, let's show her the sticker, so this isn't yours. It's Noid's. Wait, is this Noid a friend of yours? Or why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door? Church to rock climbing center. I can see it. If it's one of the old churches that with the big vaulted ceilings, you'd have plenty of height to put in the rock climbing walls. I could see it. Any person named Noid is automatically suspicious, Sierra Lad. Also, welcome. Good evening. Is this Noid a friend of yours? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Tama died a lot, so I take it he didn't get imposter very much. A friend of ours, Tamakun, was streaming Among Us just before I started my stream. None! Oh. Wow. My sympathies. My sympathies, Tama. Yes. Shout out for Tama. He is not new to recording himself playing games, but he is very new to Twitch. So he's just getting started, and it would be great if he could get some follows or recognition. Alright, why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door? To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. She rattled her teeth. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about them. He'll tell you. And I know and have great sympathy for the constantly being suspicious in Among Us. I have been thrown out of the airlock for doing nothing so many times. Oh, that's right, Sierra Lad. You were not watching in my earlier streams when I was communing with Kuno and Kuno S frequently. Oh, you are very lucky to have missed all that. Okay. Enough about the church then. More questions. Well, that's gone up to 8% now. Let's try asking her about the device. This? She breathes on her freezing fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. No. No, Kuno spelled C-U-N-O. Much, much less amusing. And a terrible, terrible child. Oh, Klepto. The group that I play with, we're all writers. We met because we're all members of a writing group that is local to myself. And so, we have varying levels of ability to lie. But they're all a little higher than average, I would say. Alright, and the wires? Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What's a contact microphone, or got it? What's a contact microphone? A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice. Encyclopedia success. Your mangled brain would like you to know there's a boxer called Contact Mike. How is that supposed to be useful? Yeah, any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? What am I supposed to do with this? That second one is definitely me. But, let's try for other names. Wife? Mother? Anybody? Bueller? Nope. You're welcome. I don't have a camera, so you can't see the hand gesture I'm making, but you can probably guess. Does this have anything to do with contact mic? How does that thing work? Where do you get the mic from? Actually, I have some non-mic questions for you. Oh, Mia, hello! Thank you for the host. I am veritably avalanched today. I'm verklempt. Ah! Well, that's what didn't work well. Let's try that again. Oh, I see. I left out the L. Sorry, Mia. There we go. Yes, I was also at Mia's stream just before I started mine. I was actually watching Mia's stream and Thomas' stream simultaneously while also whipping together a graphic. It was a very harried time. So I apologize to all three of you for my distraction. Sure, let's bring up the wrestler. Let's just be weird. Does this have anything to do with contact mic? She's confused. Yeah, I record stuff with it. No, I meant the boxer contact mic, or no, I mean, forget it. Okay, fine. No, I mean, forget it. Sure. In many ways, Estelle is me, except, you know, I'm not quite as out in the cold and possibly high. I play Oxygen Not Included very slowly. I think I spend at least 70% of the time with the game on pause, just figuring out how I want to build my buildings. And then I get construction going by adjusting all of my oh darn, I've forgotten words. I'm reading so many words. I adjust my priorities to get things built. All right. How does that thing work? The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble. Losing everyone because the one had died in something and the rest died trying to retrieve their corpse. Oh yeah, that could happen. You know, if they die somewhere out of the way and particularly deadly, that would be a major problem. I don't know what the solution would have been in that. I don't know, wall off the corpse until you're ready to build Atmos suits? But that would be awful. Oh, I'm sorry for your colony penance. did you get the mic from? Same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium. What is the Elysium? Probably a hangout for junior delinquents. Back to the mic, if you will. One day it'll click with you. Yeah, it's one of those games where it starts out very simply, but then it gets complicated so fast, and you're just constantly scrambling to keep up. That's oxygen not included. What is the Elysium? Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? She forgets herself for a moment. It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy? Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals. Hey, who is the Arno guy? Who's Arno? Sidestepping around the second one. Gracelessly. Oh yeah, she looks you over, assessing your age. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Elysium-going kind of person. I get down, or on second thought, let's go back to the contact mic. I get down? I don't know what that means. I grind? Oh, you trash fire. I don't know what that means either. It means I'm hip beyond my years. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock, in the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hotel room. This is true. Both of these things are things that he has done. In fact, that was the start of the game, was waking up to my trashed player in my even more trashed hotel room. Neither do I, actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down? Grind? I have concrete evidence I rock. That's cool. She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say. That's okay. Neither do I. You're right. Time has deserted me. Never mind. Let's talk about that contact mic instead. Time has deserted me. And there goes morale again. Okay, that's getting pretty low. Let's give that. Yeah, there we go. Sucks, man. She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something. Then lets go of it. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps? I had some non-mic questions for you. And it's still hanging there at 8% because my empathy is 3. I'm not going to try. I'm not. Oh heck, it's a retryable. I'll try. Pick it up. 8%? Probable failure. What is happening? Oh, that's a failure. The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath, you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice. Right. That is everything. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you. Okay, bye. She turns her attention back to the recording device. Oh, missed all the... Well, we didn't go into any details of how to play the game, so you didn't miss any tips or tricks, at least. Oh, working with super hot oil. Yeah, in one of my early bases, I actually found an oil geyser that was right next to my starting base. That thing has gotten walled off since because it's so hot, it breaks everything. The oil just breaks everything. Very annoying. But anyway, now we know who put the padlock on the church door, but we still don't know why these guys can't claim the church, even though they've put a lock on it. Steel for hot stuff like that. Yeah, I was trying gold amalgam, but apparently that was not enough. Okay, we've got the tent over here. We know that there are at least 2 guys in there with a pile of equipment. But I'm going to go fool around with these green spots over here first. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Trash from some unending party. Okay, and it's definitely the tent that the music is coming from. Okay. We shall save and we shall attempt the tent. Tent flap. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on! Get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
You guys are the meanest. Squeeze in or no way and leave. Alright, squeeze in. Squeeze in. Need to talk to you guys.
Sorry, you barely have room for one.
Oh boy.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for this. Who cares about Harry?
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. You bailed on me so fast, Kim. Dang. I kind of rely on Kim to stand around and be a supporting authoritative presence, especially when I'm talking to people who, you know, might not respect me to look at. So, going alone, doing this without him, I'm not thrilled. Oh dear. The game is having some difficulty loading this next section. Come on, Disco, you can do it. Disco's not dead in this game. Come on. No, it's undead, Tama. Disco is undead and has been for decades. Zombie Disco. Oh yes, Tama, I threw a button that I whipped together really quickly at your Discord. You don't have to use it, but, you know, it's something, and it's smaller than the thing that you were using for the Among Us code. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad I got it together fast enough. It was a good thing I still had the template for my own button around. I wish I'd been able to see it, but it takes me a bit to get Disco started up because, as you can see, my computer loads it very, very slowly. So I had to depart rather quickly. I'm glad it was usable, though. I wasn't 100% sure it would be the right size for you. Well, my C drive is a solid state. Oh yeah, like I play Among Us every Wednesday, so I have the button, it's just permanently in my Streamlabs. I just keep it invisible most of the time. But it's always right there, and it's all like just in exactly the right spot so that I don't have to think about it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to mute the mic for just a moment while that car is taken care of. Alright, I think it stopped. And we still haven't loaded, my goodness. But yeah, definitely not the game. And there we go! Oh, so many dots. So many dots. Okay, let's start with this one since it'll be one of the most important. Although first, just in case. Oh, and there it goes again. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna keep going despite the car out in the parking lot. I apologize to everyone, especially those with headphones. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Capri Lounge, engine starting fluid. Oh my goodness, what on earth? Pile of nasal sprays. Brand name Nosafed Ultra. Okay, this is going... One moment, I'm going to go try closing the window to see if that mutes it a little more. I'm going to try to soldier on despite. As closing the window has muffled it somewhat, but it's still a car horn, so... Okay, what is this one? Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Okay. And going by the silhouette from before, this blonde one is Andre. So let's start with him. Ah. Sleep well, Sierra lad. I hope you had fun with the stream, despite having to leave early. If I die in this game, it's over, so I really hope not to. But thank you for your well wishes. Possibly have finally stopped, and now the game is uncooperative. There's a curse. Oh! What is happening? Oh, yes. Disco Elysium is trying very hard to crash. Please don't. The car horn was a curse. That's it, I've been cursed. I have the cursor for the talk, and I'd hit the talk, but I get no dialogue. Yeah, this is all because my character crashed his car into the bay. The game hears a car horn and it just has flashbacks to that crash and it's crashing. Come on. There we go. We see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting. Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you. Conceptualization success. There's definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Ah, I see. Well, thank you for the lurk,
Hello,
Mia.
I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh my goodness, the sound is so delayed. I do have a lurk command if you want to use it. Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy. Huh. Shake his hand or don't shake it? Sure, let's shake his hand. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead.
Egghead.
Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast with probably hypnotic music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Do you now? But he has given the same last name as the young lady out front, so maybe she wasn't lying to us after all. Or perhaps she tells the same lie to everyone. Wait, how many music venues have you organized? Or why are you here? How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Pipeline, I see. Startups. Rhetoric success. That means they haven't set up a single one yet. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Okay.
Also for talent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Yeah.
Place is a shithole.
Everyone seems to be in agreement about that.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? Your friend Estelle said there was a problem with the church. Next time, watch yourself.
I will, lawman.
The young man nods and drops the drill chuck into a plastic container. I got an achievement for being extremely boring. Okay.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
He's trying real hard.
Dumpheads.
I'm getting a certain feeling about Egghead.
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol.
Strike that. The word.
Enthusiastic, isn't he?
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there are the worst kind.
Composure success. He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Rhetoric success. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. What kind? I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. Shake your head gravely. What kind?
The spooky kind.
Oh boy. What exactly do you mean by spooky? Or spookiness is not a matter for police investigation. What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
That is an interesting sell, given everything.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
A much more important point.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Moving along. I can't come up with a response to this guy.
Thank you, Egghead.
Egghead is really trying to help. It's just, I'm not sure if he's having the same conversation as the rest of us.
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look into it, tell me more, get the task. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions for you first, not now. The police have more important things to do right now, kid. Not now. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions first.
All right, man.
He claps his hands enthusiastically. Estelle told me Noid put the padlock on the door. Why? Who exactly are these people inside the church? You mentioned some kind of ecclesiasts own the church. Who are these ecclesiasts? I want to ask you about this tent full of equipment, or that's it for now. Who exactly are these people inside the church? Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. You haven't even seen them, and you want the police involved? Or, better safe than sorry, anything more you can tell me? You haven't even seen them? Well, he leans in for emphasis. There's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there. Okay, this game is set sometime in March, so it hasn't actually been all that long. It is a very fascinating game. I have been enjoying it a great deal. Yes, but you have to get going. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed your time with Disco Elysium and all, and thank you for coming, Tama. Noid. One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires! Into water! Never seen anything like it. Well, that is extremely unsafe, yes. Egghead. Andre, tell him about the feeling. You too, Mia. Have a good night. Andre. Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark. Egghead. No, the other one. Egghead, what? Andre. Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. That's one way of putting it. Egghead. Felt like silence. Awful silence. But you haven't physically seen anyone? Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside, but that's kinda it. What was that about something watching you? Can you tell me more about this machinery? So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them? Or, alright, let's talk about something else. Can you tell me more about this machinery? You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably very likely. That's not very helpful, and I know that you're feeding me this because you think it's going to make me act, and I don't like that. How can you be sure if they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them? Well, honestly, I can't, but I am. Rhetoric success. This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he's attempting to weaponize idiocy. He's attempting to weaponize the police, which everybody around here seems to be doing, and which I'm starting to get very annoyed with. Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument. Oh boy. Going with the rhetoric. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Hey now, he furrows his brow. I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Where do you think drugs come from? What was that about something watching you? Like, you aren't alone, you know? Noid, it wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean. Rhetoric success. Not human, as in a ghost? Do you know what he means? It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man. A crab man? Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab. Noid, it was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior. Encyclopedia success. Odd, crabs are usually marine creatures, and not known for climbing walls. Are you sure there was a crab man? Or ambush behavior, nod, crab man. Are you sure? Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. Reaction speed success. So he hasn't even been in there lately? Is he afraid? Noid, you should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. Logic success. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Alright then, let's talk about something else. Okay. You mentioned some kind of ecclesiates own the church. Who are they? Oh yeah, that's a Matoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. Rhetoric success. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery. Before we go on, what do you mean by Matoran? Mask it. Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party? Or don't mask it. I don't even know what the founding party is. Humor me, Andre. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization. And? Or nod. Good. Now let's talk about something else. No. And? And they have roots in ancient mass society. He pauses. And they're the custodians of the Paracanasian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, make the innocentric system, no? Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a club for hypnotic music in one of their churches? Or they sound exactly like the kind who would want loud hypnotic music in their church? Oh no, definitely the first one. Totally. There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. Egghead. The Paracanasian church is about love. Hypnotic music is about love. I got love for my Paracanasian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance! He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore! Well, I can't actually disagree with that statement, but I still feel like he's having a different conversation from the rest of us. Noid, unity. Andre, unity! Egghead, make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Physical instrument success. You feel it, the anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters. No words, enjoy the beat, nod your head. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Hypnotic music is about love, and so is the Paracanasian Church. Proceed. No, this is too much. No sane organization will want this level of absurdity in their church, which is also a proceed. Nod your head. No words. Feels good. Oh, wow. I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh, yeah, it can. Andre, he's coming around. He nods at his friend, then turns to you with a mischievous grin. You're getting it. Okay, fine. Love is love, and all is love, and love is always love. Yeah, Yakukata, the place to be. I hope, I don't know. Noid, do it for the masses, do it for the crew. His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. Andre, I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions? Oh boy. Egghead, the one with the large head, is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. Composure success. You feel like you could go for a little disco when or if they get this club going. You've got it in you. Thank you, composure. We got no morale hits from this one. I'm content. Okay, so why did Noid put the padlock on the door? Oh, so you met her. Good, good. I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation. Noid, I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while. I need the key? How long have those people been locked in there? Or, right, other questions. How long? How long? Not long. Like a week, maybe? He shrugs. Oh boy. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? Or, this is cool. Taking initiative like this is proper citizen behavior and I endorse it. How can you be sure? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on, I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Andre. Encyclopedia success. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Oh. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. Or 85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby. Andre, do you know the definition of involuntary manslaughter? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure it's dropping. They're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives. The percentage keeps dropping. What does that even mean? Yeah, I catch your drift. Or sounds like nonsense. What does that even mean? I don't know. He pauses to think. What does anything mean, really? Egghead. Oh yeah. He looks at his friend with an expression of profound understanding. Yeah, I catch your drift, or sounds like nonsense. I still want to stay on their good side, so I'm sorry. I catch your drift. I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop. I get by. Now, where was I with that padlock? He nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop. I need the key. Of course. Noid, give the officer the key. Only if he promises to look into the spookers in the church. He looks at you gravely. Officer, I apologize. Noid doesn't always understand the joy of giving for the sake of giving. I think it may have something to do with his childhood. Interfacing success. Damn it, take it. Why don't you just see what's in there? Okay, just give me the key. I was going to take the task anyway, I just wanted to ask questions first. Brilliant! He claps his hands. The air in the tent feels lighter. Noid, the key! Noid, alright. The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool and fused move, tossing it in your general direction. A reaction speed challenge, medium. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies toward you, or let it fall to the ground, then pick it up like a normal adult person. 72% chance of success on the reaction speed. I'll try it. Here goes, cross fingers. Failure. Oh, a 72% chance failed. It's as if time is frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah, this is gonna be way cool. Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Raise your hand in front of your face with minimum effort. And it hit me right in the face. Blam! Straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye orb, in the looking ball. A stabbing pain. Tears stream uncontrollably from your right eye. Take a health medicine, thank you. Yes, very good. Ouch! Goddamn asshole. What is wrong with you? Can't you see I'm in pain now? Man, I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. Threw them too hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bend your face in mockery of his useless contrition. You almost murdered me. A cop. That's use of lethal force. Oh, please. I really am sorry, man. Just take this, okay? He pulls out some black paper from his belt pack. Perception, sight, success. Wow, looked like there's quite a lot there. That's the least you could do. Take the money. I don't need your pity money. Now where were we? Don't take the money. Take the money. I hope that settles it. Or wait. The key. He cautiously hands you the yellow key ring. Haha! Annoyed, he's shifting in his spot uncomfortably, still feeling sorry for the mishap. I made quite a bit of money from that. I ought to feel bad, but I don't. We were talking about the padlock, I think? Other questions? Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. I want to ask about this tent full of equipment. Yes? What? I see you brought your own water. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. What's with all the nosophed? What's that engine starting fluid for? Point to the bottle of Coupri Lange. And, alright, enough of this. Conclude. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. It does, doesn't it? Told you we have a smell problem. He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why? It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent, or there was another thing. I also smell ether. Why? Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid? Nope. I got experience for that for some reason. It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent. He sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. Perception sight success. Unlike the girl outside, however, the boy's breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated, so they're not under the influence currently. Encyclopedia success. At least not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this? Now, I want to continue this dialogue tree, but I'm afraid that I need to wrap up for the night, so hopefully I'll be able to return to this dialogue next week. Godly logic, oh boy. I will continue with this next week, definitely. That's it for now. Be careful in there, officer, and tell us how it goes. Yeah, we're here. We'll be here. Okay. I apologize for the very short warning on that and ending just a little bit early, but I have to take care of something rather quickly, so there we go. Thank you very much for joining me for this session of Disco Elysium. I hope that it was enjoyable for everyone. I will be back again on Wednesday evening at as close to 7 o'clock as everyone can be gotten together to play Among Us. And then I will return again on Thursday evening at 7:30 Eastern Time to play Darkest Dungeon for Try Not to Die Thursday. And Disco Elysium will return again next Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will continue and finish off this dialogue tree to find out everything. I'm very sorry for the short notice on going. Thank you for coming, Penance. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that everyone has a great night and that you will join me on Wednesday, or at least come back next Sunday to find out what happens with this murder mystery. Everyone have a great night. Good night.